Hey y'all, Austin here with Outer World Media. Welcome back to another weekly update, guys. We are on the last few days here in December. It is 2025 is here. Let's admit it, guys. It's just here. Glad to be back doing another weekly update and whatnot. It's been too long, way too long since I've done one of these. But I'm excited to be back and doing another one of these and starting it back up. Hope you guys have been good. Hope you guys had a Merry Christmas, and hope you guys are going to have a Happy New Year's. If you don't celebrate Christmas, hope you guys had a good holiday season. Hope you guys are going to again have a great end of the year. I took a little bit of a break, but I'm back. So let's get into it though, guys. What have I been reading? Well, I am doing a fellowship read with Hide and Read. We decided we were going to pick up True Grit, and we decided that we were going to pick this up about the middle of December of this month, and I have, I think, like 10 pages left. I've just been trying to get it to last until the end of the month, so that way I don't get too far of a head start into January's TBR. But again, guys, super excited to, at this point, I can say officially have read this book. What I will say, and I don't want to spoil anything because I know I'm going to talk with Hyde and Reed on this. We're going to probably have some questions and whatnot. There's some parts I have enjoyed. There's some parts that I think have been a little bit of a letdown. But that's to be expected with any book. Again, I just feel like this is one of those, not just a Western, but just a classic in and of its own, that I feel like you kind of have to read it. I feel like this should be a required reading item. Again, just because it's a classic, it stood the test of time. I think this could be up there with some of the other grades. But that's just my personal opinion. And there will be more to talk about in the individual review and whatnot, though, guys. Next, what else have I been reading? Because I can't just read that and nothing else. I did pick up book number 2 in the Ashes series, and that is Fire in the Ashes. I have been continuing on with this, about 158 pages in, just got to part 2. What I will say about this book, guys, I've picked this book up a couple times, and I've sat down a couple times. This book, and I don't want to say nihilism, but there's just something, just the acts that are being committed against one another in this book. While I think, unfortunately, they are accurate to what would actually happen, and probably what have happened in war, it does not make it any easier or better to read. And I'll delve a little bit more into the individual review when I do review this. What I will say, if you didn't like some of the harder to read parts in book 1, you're really not going to like book 2. I honestly don't see you making it past page 100, if I'm being honest. But again, I will save more and leave more for the individual review. I think at this point that I'm going to have to talk about some stuff in the review that might make some people uncomfortable. And I don't want to really do that, but I have to be honest with you guys. So again, stay tuned for that review. Next, what else have I been picking up? Well, I did pick up the second book in the Sam and Remy Fargo adventure series, and that is Lost Empire. Book number 2, guys. I'm only like 50 some pages into this book. I will say I'm enjoying it so far. I feel like this is more of a more ride the fence kind of adventure versus the Dirk Pitt series. But again, I'm still enjoying this quite a bit. Again, I'm only 50 something pages into it, and I'm still enjoying it. This is one when I lay in bed, for half an hour before I turn the light off, I just sit there and read it and whatnot. So not that far into it, but I'm enjoying it. They have stumbled upon yet again another treasure or of sorts, or something that will lead to a treasure. So Cussler's back with his cliches and tropes yet again, but again, I enjoy it. So but that is it, guys. That's what I've been reading. I mean, not a whole lot. Like I said, expecting to finish True Grit this today. Actually, I expect to finish it today, but something that has been taking up quite a bit of my time, and I wanted to talk about it on the weekly update. And this is going to be a section that I think I'm going to add in, and that is like a movie/television segment. So I've watched the first couple seasons of the show probably 4 or 5 times. I never could seem to get that far into it until my brother-in-law and my wife said, "Hey, you need to watch the show." And I'm not gonna lie, guys, I have binged watched this show like I've never binged watched anything in my life. And what I'm talking about is Game of Thrones. I've had the Blu-ray box set here for a couple years because I knew eventually I was going to watch it. I picked up in season three, and I'm on the first episode of season six. I mean, I literally in the last week and a half, I have just binged watched the crap out of this show. I'm not gonna lie, guys. And I know there's a whole lot of talk out there about Game of Thrones and videos and whatnot. I don't know anything about this aside from what I've seen from the show. What I will say is, I think seasons one through four, while I like season five, seasons one through four, in my opinion so far, are probably the best four seasons in a series of all time. Again, they were awesome. They were amazing. Some stuff hard to watch, but there's characters that when the show first started, I hated, and then now I just with the drop of a hat, I really really like them. I really enjoy them. I do have a couple favorite characters, and eventually I probably will go a little bit more in depth in this. But I just had to talk about this because again, I've just been binge watching this show so much over the last week and a half that it's consumed everything that I've been doing just about. So which may not be a good thing, but again, I had to talk about it. So if you're somebody like me who's been on the fence about getting into the show and starting it, I promise it is worth it so far. I've heard the last two or three seasons, not so much, but again, the first four seasons, absolutely amazing. Season five was good. I didn't enjoy it as much as season one through four, but again, I really, really am enjoying it. So again, I want to talk about that just briefly with you guys. So as always, you guys stay safe, and I'll see you guys next year.